Okay, this one's going to be dual colour, I think. So this one's got mostly red, and it's a full colour image, but we're going to make it black and yellow first, and then we go black and yellow, black and cyan, black and magenta. Okay, so I like doing full colour images like this. If they've got a lot of the colours like red and that, it really looks very strange but really cool. So this one's going to, I think, is an A5, so it's going to be a simple enlargement. And we're just going to go here and set this silly thing. Okay. Oh, fuck, we don't want that. So easy to fat finger the buttons on this fucking thing. I prefer the tabs of the old Biz Hubs, like the C353, or another one similar to it, the C280. A couple of the Biz Hubs I've had the privilege of using. I had the C353 in my room until it finally bit the dust, and I couldn't get a service agreement on it because the spare parts were discontinued by Konica Minolta, the manufacturer, and it wasn't fair. And Mytronics deemed it unfair for me to have a service agreement when there's no spare parts. So I had to I had to replace. Upgrading is not the same as replacing, as I've said before. Upgrading is when you take, like what happens when you get upgrades on your phone, or updates rather. And upgrading, I think, means replacing part of the machinery rather than the whole machine, which is what happens now. And I had to take out a bank loan for this, so I'm not particularly happy with Konica Minolta. Mytronics have tried their best, but Konica Minolta, basically, they're fucking assholes that love money, and now I have to to have a machine that's working, I had to do this. I need this fucking machine. So this is here is a North Sydney Bears. I don't follow them. I don't follow footy. In fact, I was brought up to hate football, or should I say footy. Football is another word for soccer. In the countries like England and Europe, they call it football, or sometimes if it's a foreign country, there might be names like futsal or foosball or whatever, but it's still the same. But we call it soccer, but this is rugby, if I'm correct. I don't know if it's rugby union or rugby league, but it's rugby of some descript. And I was brought up to hate rugby. As parents. Kept telling me it's too rough, you know, and yes, it is rough. People get injured severely in the game. It's a very rough game. Now, I'm wondering if that's the right size. I think it is. I think we've got to bring up the detail a bit better. We've got to lighten it up. But yeah, rugby is a very rough game. Rugby union, rugby league, very rough. But it's got a huge following here in Australia. But I think soccer, or what is gaining in popularity, and my brother used to play soccer, so if my mum was allowing my brother to play soccer, well, basically, why was I doing that? But yeah, soccer is my mum believed it was less rough than rugby. I think it's true. It's a lot more graceful, I think. Let's have a look. Okay, let's look at this. That looks a lot better. The face looks more nicely lit. So I'm wondering if that's how we're going to make it. We're going to make it like that. It's pretty good. So we're going to take it from red to yellow. We've already done that. We're going to go from red to cyan. Sorry guys if you're fans. Messing around with the colour scheme. But it's a demo. To me it's a demo. I use all sorts of shit to demo with. So let's see how this goes. So this is now the bluey colour. I just noticed a bit of blue on his lips there. So that's the blue. That looks a bit easier to see than the yellow. And finally, last but not least, we've got black and magenta. So let's see how this goes. And I'll just spit this one out. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we've got here. It looks a bit like red in this light, perhaps, but it's meant to be a pinky colour. Yeah, there you go, magenta.